Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm Jessica Williams. Thank you for joining me. Today is a good day to have a great day, so grab a cup of coffee and enjoy the show. Today I am speaking with the Junior Achievement of Northeast Indiana about their organization and how they impact youth in our community. Then I chat with Peak Sales Recruiting CEO Kyle Fletcher about the current Indiana job market. And later we revisit a sweet spot in town with a lot of baking options. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
Junior Achievement of Northeast Indiana is a nonprofit that inspires and prepares young people for success. And joining me to share more is Haley Beck, Vice President of In-School Programs, and Julie Regazzi, Senior Capstone Manager at JA Finance Park. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Yes. So this Junior Achievement Program seems so incredible and really does provide a lot of resources and tools for youth in our community. So can you start off by sharing just an overview about your organization?
Yeah, so our organization, we have a lot of different ways that we serve students in our community. One of the ways is by volunteers going to the classroom and sharing our JA programs. There are pre-written materials that they use and teach, and they really bring the outside world into the classroom. Mm-hmm. And all of our programs hit on our three pillars, which is financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship. And that's really a lot of our classes in our community are getting those programs. And then Julie can share what the capstone programs kind of look like too.
Yes, please.
So with the capstone programs, it is a teacher-led curriculum that's taught in the classroom by the educator, and then they come on site to our facility to participate, whether it's JA BizTown for fifth graders, sometimes sixth graders, or JA Finance Park, which is for middle school and high school students. Wow. And it teaches about financial literacy and workforce readiness.
Yes, and what is the exact age range? Is it by grade or by age?
So on the in-school program side, it's pre-K through 12th grade is that our programs are. And then we also have programs that will reach 18 to 25-year-olds. Wow. And so if there's organizations in our community that need a little bit of financial literacy help or whatever it might be, help entrepreneurship or, like I said, whatever, we have programs that can reach up to 25-year-olds as well.
Okay.
And then for capstone, it varies.
Right.
Okay.
So,
right.
yeah, JA BizTown is usually fourth, fifth, or sixth graders, and then JA Finance Park is middle school and high school students.
Yes, and so when I was looking into your organization, something that really caught my eye was the JA BizTown, because I'm like, this looks so cool. So I remember back when I was in elementary school, we would have like days of basically playing real life Monopoly, right? So you get money and you get to spend it and you get to learn how to be more fiscally responsible at a young age, how to balance a checkbook.
Right.
And some of these tools are not taught anymore. I learned from my nieces who are in different grades. I'm like, do you learn this? And they're like, no. So I love that you all are supplementing. So is that part of the reason why you added it to your programming?
Yeah, and you can maybe go into a little bit more what they do at JA BizTown, but on the in-school program side, it is kind of like a supplemental activity or program. All of our programs meet our state standards, so it's helpful for the teachers that they're probably teaching a little bit of the program, what we're teaching, but it's somebody else reinforcing it so that you're hearing it not only from your teacher, maybe sometimes your parents, but also somebody else in the community that really cares about that, about the topic. So it's nice to have that reinforcement and, like you said, the supplemental activities that help kind of drill it down. To the students. So.
Absolutely. And Julie, will you share about BizTown in case people don't know what it is?
Yeah, so for JA BizTown, the students come on site to our facility and they get to run a town for a day. So the preparatory work in the classroom, there's 13 required lessons the educator will teach. And in those lessons, they get to interview for different jobs and apply for different jobs. They get to vote for who's going to be the mayor of the town or who's going to be the DJ, because those are the two of the most highly anticipated or wanted jobs in our little town that we have here. So we have 18 storefronts in there that all work together and run the town for the day. They all have a CEO and a CFO. They might be sales. They might sell stuff to the consumers. other students in the town, or they might do something for the town, like the utility company. They power the whole town, and all the storefronts have to pay their electric bill or their power gets turned off.
Right.
And the goal of each of the storefronts is to pay off their loan for the day, their startup
that's
loan for their
good.
business.
Real life
So,
skills.
Real life skills.
Being an adult.
then
Right.
and
It totally is.
they pay by debit card or checkbook or by cash. So they go
Okay.
through all three different ways to pay. So they learn about that too, and how to balance a
Yes.
checkbook and how to take your debit card payment off of your total in your checkbook, if you do balance your checkbook.
Right.
But yeah, so the JA finance part kind of goes over about the same thing, but that's for middle school and high school, and they learn how to budget for your life and all your expenses that go into that.
Yeah, which is so important.
Yes.
And then the other thing, of course, is cursive writing. That's gone too. It's so crazy. So I know that you all have over 100 participants, even more in your program. If people are interested in getting involved in learning more or just signing up, what should they do? What's the requirements?
So really, I think the biggest requirement is having a passion for the youth in our community, and to anybody can share the JA programs and be a volunteer. We make it really easy for volunteers. They have training, they have all the materials that they need to share with the students. So if you really have a passion for getting in front of students in our community, a lot of times business people will go in and share, a little bit about their business, and then alongside the JA curriculum. Also, we have a lot of parent volunteers that go in, and an opportunity to be in their children's classrooms, and just really dedicated community volunteers that go in as well that love JA.
Yeah.
So if people are interested in volunteering, we always need new volunteers and volunteer companies that would be willing to help. They can visit our website, jani.org, and find more information there, or reach out directly to us to find out more how to get involved. And then capstone programs also need volunteers.
So the volunteer component in the capstone program, because of the teacher-led curriculum, is we need volunteers the day the students come to our facilities. So the volunteer will be in a storefront for the day, whether it's JA BizTown or JA Finance Park, and they'll be helping the students go through the simulation for the day. There's a volunteer training before the students arrive, so there's really no preparatory work ahead of time that they have to do when they come on site. And they can reach out to us, just like Haley said, at jani.org, and let us know they want to volunteer.
Yeah,
It is
that
a lot of
sounds
fun. And you have an opportunity to really make an impact. We have a stat we are a worldwide organization, so we have a lot of statistics, and one of the biggest ones that always hits home for me is that 1 in 4 of the students will go into the same career field that their JA volunteer goes into.
Really?
Or that their
Oh,
JA
wow.
volunteer is in. So it's a really easy way to make an impact. It's a minimal time commitment, and it's a lot of fun to have the students end up. I always love going into the classroom and capstone too, because you get just a different perspective, but they get excited to see you every week, or if you do it all in one day. There's a lot of different opportunities depending on people's schedules and what they are looking for too. So it's really a really neat opportunity, I think.
Yeah, well, thank you ladies so
Yeah,
much
thank
for
you.
sharing. Julie, Haley, it's a pleasure. And if you would like more information about Junior Achievement of Northeast Indiana, we'll have their website listed below, and we'll be right back.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Did you know that Indiana ranks number 25 in having the best job market in the nation? And there has been a 5% increase in job openings in the past year. Here to break down this new study and share more is Peak Sales Recruiting CEO Kyle Fletcher. Hi, Kyle.
Hi, Jessica. How are you today?
Welcome. Doing well, thank
Thanks
you.
for having me.
Yes, so this new study that came out is quite interesting, and it kind of allows for us to have optimism in the job market. So kind of break down some of the key points in this study.
Yeah, as you mentioned, for the first time in a long time, there's cautious optimism in the U.S. economy, and it's being fueled by a strong job market. So in May, 339,000 jobs were added, which is nearly double the projections. And while that cooled to 209,000 jobs in June, many experts suggest that we're kind of heading in a soft landing for the economy instead of a recession. So as leaders in the B2B sales recruitment space across the U.S., we knew that conditions can differ state to state, and wanted to give a deep dive into each of the individual job markets.
Okay, well, that is good. We want to go in that direction and not the recession. And so Indiana in particular has seen a big job growth when it comes to opportunities and also openings. So can you kind of break down those stats for us?
Sure. Yeah. So we analyzed the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics data from 2021 to 2023 across a multitude of different metrics. We looked at employment rates, quit rates, wages, layoffs, and a ton more. So if you're extremely analytical and interested in this stuff, I strongly encourage everyone to go to peaksalesrecruiting.com and read the full study. But as it pertains to Indiana, for example, as you mentioned, showed 2.6% growth in employment from May 2022 to May 2023, a 5% increase in job openings, and a 2.7% quit rate increase. So contrary to popular belief, you'd think that people are quitting their jobs. That's might be a decline in the economy, but that's really not the case, because typically people aren't quitting their jobs to be unemployed. What they're doing is looking for a better opportunity that fits their needs, or is a better situation in terms of financial or whatever their gains are. So quit rates are a good thing.
Right. Yes, and that's true. It's like when people find a new opportunity that better suits them, it opens up their previous opportunity for someone to come in. And so it is just a flowing circle. And I know that as companies discover positions or needs, they're able to create them. So that really is the job growth portion of the stat, as opposed to job openings, right? The job growth is literally new creation, while the job openings are existing positions. Is that correct?
Exactly. And I think what's important about the piece, for your audience, is given how much has changed, especially since the pandemic in the workplace in recent years, it really shows business owners in Indiana how they can recruit and retain best talent. And on the flip side, how job seekers can find their dream job.
Yes. Okay. That's great. And with Indiana sitting at 25, that's a bit above average, which is great. And I know that you also include in your study the best and the worst job markets. And it seems that the South is really getting an increase in job boost, but the West Coast is at the bottom of the list. California is the worst job market right now. Is that correct?
It is. And it's interesting, right? And the way that things have shifted over the years. It had been such a strong labor market for quite some time. And when the pandemic hit, I think that shifted a number of things for employees. Those are obviously expensive job markets. And if you've got the skill set and can demand the wages for those, and you can live in climates that are more affordable in terms of the cost of living. I think that's why you see such a rise in the Southeast. So because there's such strong employment growth and job openings and quits, it means that job seekers have, pick of the litter, so to speak.
Right. So Kyle, share with me, so as we learn this information and see these numbers, especially for Indiana, how does it impact someone's lives directly? How can they tangibly use this information to make informed decisions?
Yeah, great question. Understanding the state of the job market and the labor market is essential for all parties involved, whether you're a job seeker, an employer, or a policymaker, as it impacts directly employment rates, wages, and the overall economic growth in particular regions. So it's vital for making informed decisions about where to live and where to work. And I think there are a number of key takeaways. So if you're an employer, you want to make sure that you're embracing remote work and flexibility. There's been a rise of hybrid models offering a ton of working arrangements that's highly valued by employees. You want to prioritize diversity and inclusion. You want to make sure that you're offering competitive compensation and benefits. And again, focusing on the employee growth and development.
Okay.
If you're a individual that's seeking a job, You want to make sure on the flip side that you're embracing the remote and hybrid work, looking at networking strategically and customizing your application to ensure that you're a good fit for what you're looking for. And then leveraging services and online job search tools and networking with recruiters at Peak Sales Recruiting that can help you find your dream job.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Kyle, for breaking that down.
Thank
We really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. And if you would like more information about Peak Sales Recruiting, we'll have their website listed below, and I'll see you after the break.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Country Kitchen SweetArt is the baking capital of Fort Wayne. Whether you are looking to bake, decorate, or have fun in the kitchen, they have something for everyone. Whether you are a professional chef or an amateur baker, you can find anything you need right here, and I'm taking you on the inside. Come on. Joining me now is Autumn Carpenter, who is the owner here at Country Kitchen SweetArt. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Doing great.
Good. Okay, so this store is amazing. Okay,
you.
it's so amazing. And I feel like it is the baking capital of the city, for
That's
sure.
right. Yeah, maybe even the state.
Yes, and you have built just such an amazing brand that is multi-generational.
Yes.
So share with me a little bit of history behind Country Kitchen.
Sure. Yeah, my grandparents started it. It'll be our 60th anniversary next year, so we'll plan a big party then. But
Yes.
yeah, my grandparents started it 60 years ago, and then when they retired, my parents took over, and then when they retired, I took over. So, and each generation's brought a little bit of something new to continue the business to grow and expand.
Okay, and share with me a little bit of background of how the business got started. You all just have a passion for baking?
Yeah, my grandma definitely had a passion for baking. I remember a story that she just said to her husband, "I'd like to go to Chicago and take some cake decorating classes," and he's like, "Okay." And then so she went there, took classes, really got inspired, and from there she's like, "Well, maybe I should start selling it." So she started selling cake decorating supplies, and my grandpa was always willing to try anything new. And so another story is he drove to Chicago and bought, I don't remember how many thousands of pounds of chocolate to try to sell, and worked, and thankful for him that it's still going strong.
Yeah, so strong, and so many really cool things. I mean, if someone is looking to make cookies, to bake cakes, decorate cupcakes, and just all of the above, you have everything. So we were walking around, you gave me a tour, and when I tell you, there is just a never-ending supply of items. And who knew that there were so many selections? So how do you even decide what goes in the store?
Well, we try to follow trends. So whatever's trending right now, sprinkles are really big on the side of cakes. And so we have tons of sprinkles to choose from. And so following trends and making sure we still keep all the basics that are necessary, from the pans and the bakeware to the piping tips and the icing, and thousands of cookie cutters to choose from. So we're sure to hit everything, whatever you may need.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of sprinkles, we are down the sprinkle aisle, which is so fun. I mean, over here I was looking, just happened to be standing next to the ones that match my lipstick with this coral. Love that. And you actually make it really easy for people to come in and customize their artwork and just really get into the creativity that they have. So share with me more about some of the items that you have around the store.
Well, basically anything you need for baking and cookie decorating, cookie baking. So we've got the cookie sheets, the rolling pins, the cookie cutters, and the icings that go with it. Then we go into pies and pastries and breads. So if you're really into making pies, we have all kinds of fun, unique tools you didn't even know existed that are going to make your baking and decorating easy. And then of course cake decorating, that's one of our biggest areas. And so the pans, and we even have like specialty bundt pans, dozens of pans to choose from in fun shapes. And then of course icings and decorations and the tools you need. And then candy making is really big for us as well. So if you want to get into making chocolates and fudges and maybe little molded things. We've got everything you need for that, and the ingredients to go with it as well.
Yeah, so many creative molds, and just really the opportunity to bring anything that someone imagines, any theme, any party can come to life when
Yes.
they get the items from here. And I know that you also offer classes. So if someone is interested in learning how to do, how
Yes.
to enter into the world of baking or how to decorate, so share with me about some of the classes that you offer.
Yeah, we have cake decorating. We have a 4-week class, or we also have like a basic 1-day class if you just want to learn some very simple basics. We do a lot of cookie decorating, cake decorating classes, cupcake classes, candy making classes, especially in the fall when a lot of people are giving candy in the fall on chocolates and things. And we have a great staff here too. So if you really don't know what you need, or if you want to get into it, my staff is so fantastic. They will help you find and or come up with some creative ideas for you as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I think that this store is awesome. I have not seen a store like this before, and I just want to buy everything. I'm like, I need to start a new hobby, which I already love baking. And so this inspires that creativity, like I said before. And even if you want to give gifts, so you have just like utensils and items and aprons and just really fun stuff to influence any young person to get into this craft.
That's right. Yes, we do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that and giving us a little bit of background. And I know we're going to do some decorating.
Yes.
So I am going to take you all on a journey, and Autumn is going to show us how to decorate cupcakes and make some really cool treats. So stay tuned for that, and we'll be right back.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed the show. And you can always rewatch episodes of Living Local 15 on WANE.com and also by downloading the WANE app. And remember, it's never too late to live your best life, so start living it today. And I look forward to seeing you here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15.